This is John Paul. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. I am going to cover a tweet here by Ben Shapiro. I am not a fan of Disney Star Wars, especially not a fan of The Last Jedi, and Ben Shapiro is not a fan of The Last Jedi either, as you will see. Now this tweet is from last week, but it's still totally relevant to my point. And my point is the election between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, which is the biggest news in the world, is of course causing a lot of clicks, activity, and all kind of algorithm for social media and YouTube. And of course, Ben Shapiro knows that. So what he's doing is he's throwing in negative Star Wars comments in his Twitter feed. Now, the reason is because his Twitter feed, as he knows, is very active right now because of this massive election. So what better time to get attention to the fact that The Last Jedi was horrible than now? And I appreciate Ben using his platform, which has 3.4 million Twitter users, and of course he's got other platforms, but just this platform alone on Twitter ain't so shabby with 3.4 million, and he's using it for a good cause. I don't like The Last Jedi so much. I don't like the Disney franchise. It's one thing on this channel I will not budge for. I will not change my mind on. It's been like that since the day The Force Awakens came out. A couple of you guys following me for Depth vs. Herd might not quite be on the same page, but if you're on the fence or you haven't thought about it, trust me, Kathleen Kennedy from Lucasfilms is pretty much like Amber Heard's grandmother. She didn't physically abuse anyone. None of that. Amber Heard is worse. However, they're related, because Kathleen Kennedy, in a lot of people's opinion, deliberately ruined this franchise. She doesn't like men so much, and she just didn't care about the artistic integrity that the franchise built and the fan base who built it for 35 years before she got her greasy hands on it. So we have some usual suspects here who have been on my side of disliking the Disney franchise. Ruin Johnson, who's got 9,000 followers and a YouTube channel, obviously replied right away. We've got Mary Mayhem. She's actually done some Johnny videos, and she is definitely justice for Johnny. We've also got that Star Wars girl, who is a nice girl and got a great channel, over 150,000 subs, and of course, she does not like The Last Jedi. We have Data Racer, who I often refer to on this channel. He's got 14,000 followers. He, of course, does not like The Last Jedi or the Disney franchise. He says, I approve of this message. Oh, hey, look, Trumpies don't like The Last Jedi. No surprise here. Well, I gotta tell you guys, not liking The Last Jedi should have nothing to do with what candidate you vote for or like. What they did was they destroyed some long-standing, legendary, beloved characters for new cardboard cutout characters with identity politics and you could say some feminism in the movie, which has no place for the Star Wars universe. And when I say feminism, I mean bad feminism. Not good feminism. Feminism like we want to have, women kick men's ass and we want men to look weak, bad fathers, mentors who leave their students, men that die dishonorably, things like that. Not the good type who want it to be equal. And this guy says, and yet the upper room scene in The Last Jedi is one of the best fight scenes in a Star Wars canon. Well, there's a video by a channel called Robot Head who breaks down mistakes in that fight. There's some very clunky, terribly choreographed mistakes in that fight. Physics mistakes, mistakes they made with, the movements and the action. And that video has, last I checked, over 5 million fucking views. So, asshole, guess what? That was definitely not one of the best fights. As a matter of fact, it was one of the worst fights as far as the physical movement and the combat. Conceptually, it wasn't so bad. We had, Jedi fighting with a Sith or, a Dark Force user, because Kylo wasn't a Sith. But, as far as the actual action, it was shit. So, as you could tell, there's some political commentary here, and obviously it's because Ben Shapiro was very political, and he's on a political platform, but I'm not really getting into politics here. It doesn't matter. You know, a bad movie and a bad story don't actually have to do anything to do with politics. I said that wrong. A bad story doesn't actually have anything to do with politics. Because even if you like the characters, even if you don't care that the old characters were destroyed, the story was terrible. It went nowhere. It was one big chase. It had a starship running out of fuel. It had bombs falling in zero gravity. It had a hyped up character, huge actress from Game of Thrones, in it for 1:30. It had aliens that looked like Catholic nuns, which is an insult to Catholic nuns. That's my opinion. If you're Catholic and you've seen the movie, let me know. But if, I was a serious Catholic and I saw that, I'd be like, what the fuck? These fish people look like nuns. It was weird. The porgs are kind of cute. I kind of like the porgs. What can I say? But the one scene where Chewie was, eating the porg, that kind of sucked. People eating meat? Was that like a pro-vegetarian scene? Like whatever political stuff they could stretch in there, they did. I mean, squish in there, they did. Okay. Thank you, Ben Shapiro. You guys, let me know what you think down below. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks. This channel is basically celebrity news at this point. However, once in a while I throw up Star Wars videos because that's how I started. Those are the roots of the channel, and I think that's a good thing. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.